the slight, dark-haired youth brushed down the flanks of the stallion. This one wasn't quite broken yet, so you had to be careful. But he had a way with the creatures. One hand gentling it, the other finishing its grooming. Behind him, he could hear the voice of two of the other stable hands, a boy and a girl. "Well, I'm hungry," said the boy. "I'm getting real hungry." "We'll eat when his lordship says it's time to eat," says the girl. You're always hungry." "I'm really hungry. It's past dinner time. What's holding him up?" "He's probably with the lady again. We're not going to eat until late tonight, I think, probably till well after dark." He said. The doors of the stable were thrown open. Another one of the stable hands hurriedly pulling it open as a huge shadow fell from the entrance. "Somebody take my damn horse!" came a voice from the front, from the stable's entryway, and the slight, dark-haired boy put down his brush and hurried over. "I'll take him, sir," said the boy, and then froze and looked up at the giant figure who was standing, scowling down at him, the menacing aura just radiating off of him. "Well, damn well be quick about it then," he said, handing over the reins. "Get him where he goes. I'm hungry," he said, and storms out of the barn, swaggering away. He wears no armor, just a leather jerkin, and leggings. He's a giant of a man, 7 feet tall, maybe. It's hard to tell, but looking up at him, he may as well be long, lanky, muscled arms, and he walks away towards the main hall. There are a couple of guards standing outside with spears and helms. One of their eyes lights up. Sir, you've arrived. You're late. The force is already. I don't blindly well care. I'm hungry. Has Gawain opened up the hall yet? No. He's no admission. Get out of my way! I can smell the roast. What is that? Is that duck? It must be fowl or something. A goose. But his lordship said the massive hand of the figure comes out and plants itself on the door. I'm not asking you to open the doors. I'm telling you to get out of my way. And the guards sort of inch aside. The giant figure pushes on the doors and they swing open and he walks inside to the hall. The hall is largely empty. There are a few servants preparing things, and up at the very front there is the great chair at the head of the Lord's table. And on it is a figure, overweight, balding. Across his lap is a young girl, just a youth, dressed in fine adornments, sitting across his lap, and she is speaking softly when the giant comes in. "Gawain!" says the big man. "I was told there'd be food, but no one is eating except for you," he says. The figure, or the Lord, looks up from where he is and peers down. "McEnroe, is that? You're late. I already told them I don't blindly care. I want a meal in me. I'm here after all. Now it's time for me to get my due." He starts to walk up towards the front of the hall, striding towards the Lord, and Gawain gestures for him to wait for a moment and whispers, "Thelina, be off with you. Just go take care of something else for a while. We'll have dinner started in any moment now." And she gets up and walks quickly from the hall. "McEnroe, it's I'm glad that you could make it. I'm only sorry you missed the foray. There was some sort of fierce bandit in the woods nearby. Please pull up a chair. The other ones will be in soon, I'm sure. Guards! Tell them they can come in. McEnroe pulls a chair back from the table right beside the Gawain and stands up and sits down. He reaches out and pulls off a leg of something. Softly smoke, he says. This isn't a duck. What is this, Gawain? Oh, it's good though. It's tender. Oh, that's partridge, says Gawain. I'll take 3. Let's get me started. Oh, it's been a long ride, he said. Keeping track of the Northern Territories, it's hard work, hungry work. But, anyway, so I missed something, you said? Yes, there was a fierce outlaw in the woods nearby, McEnroe, and I tried to wait for you, but he'd already killed several of my men. I sent half the militia out after him under the command of Sir Cor. Sir Cor. Stick in the mud. Good fighter, though. They should be back sometime soon. Other servants have been coming in now, and vassals, and they've been populating the hall, taking seats, eating. Most of them give the 2 at the head of the table a wide berth. Says McEnroe, I been dealing with some raids up in the north lately. There must be Lothians have been coming over the walls, and I had to kill a few of them with my bare hands last week. Something's got them spooked. Gawain, they're running from something, I think. Well, they're not running from anything anymore. I need another partridge. Someone bring me another damn partridge. What is this, beets? Puts it back down. Just then, the door of the hall swings open again, and in come several guards, muddy and bloody, and they're dragging a figure with them. It's the figure of Sir Cor, and his head is dangles down onto his chest. His long gray hair, matted and stringy. They pull him in, and they too have scratches on them. There's behind them a whole host of guards. All look like they're fresh from battle. Sir Cor, says Gawain, and he kind of pushes up on the table and gets to his feet, supporting himself on the table. One of his legs is not strong. One of his legs is crippled, and he peers out and he says, "What happened? What happened out there?" Sir Cor looks up. He says, I brought him to you, my lord. We got him." Spits out, and blood comes with his spit. He killed 15. 15. I'm afraid I won't be much good to you anymore. And McEnroe leans back in his chair. "Woo!" he says. 15? 15? Gawain ignores him. You killed him? Says Gawain. You brought down this 15 men? He's not human, says Sir Cor. He's one of them. A demon? Says Gawain, managing to stand with one hand, with no hands on the table. A demon south of the wall? Sir Cor nods. Aye. Motions behind him, and they drag in beside Sir Cor the bruised and bloody, scratched up figure of the the outlaw. His clothing has been torn, his armor rent asunder, and he is dragged in, hurt. But when he looks up and he opens his eyes and he meets the eyes of Gawain immediately at the head of the table, Gawain sees, almost falls back into his seat because he sees the empty black eyes staring at him like opals. The figure head drops back to its chest as Sir Cor looks up. "You see, my lord, not human." McEnroe gets to his feet and he says, "You let me deal with this, my lord. I'll handle this miscreant." He walks on down the hall, approaching the fallen figure. "Who are you?" says McEnroe. "Where do you come from?" The figure looks up, just stares for a moment, and then its head falls back down. "I asked you a question," he says, and he takes him and slams him against the wall and shakes him. "I asked you who you are. You one of those possessed Lathians? I'll wring your neck myself," he says. "Give this man a sword. I'll kill him right now. 12 men? 15 men? How many did you kill?" he says, and shakes him there in the air. And then he stops suddenly. He freezes, and he looks back up at the man, and he looks concerned for a moment. And the demon is staring down at his black eyes, intense. And as he watches, and he looks, and he sees frost creeping down his arms towards him. "What the hell?" he says, and he throws the injured demon to the ground, shaking his hands out, frost breaking from them. "I hate your kind," he says, and he kicks the man on the floor and walks back up. "Let me do the honors," he says, "and if Sir Cor isn't enough of a man for it." And Gawain settles back down into his seat at the table. No, he says, "we can't afford to kill him. If there are demons south of the wall, then it is of the utmost importance that we gather whatever information we can. If he can't talk now, we'll raise him up to health, and we'll get him to tell us his secrets. And if he won't do that," he says, "if he won't do that, well then we'll pry his secrets from his eviscerated corpse. Get him to the dungeons." And they drag him from the hall. 15 men. 15. Glances down at Sir Cor. "McEnroe," he says, "I may need you to pull back from your post. We may need you here." "There's not enough fighting here," says McEnroe. "But if you can keep these partridges coming, then I suppose we have a deal."